Okay, so here's some of the stuff in the storage locker. There's a lot of this wire here. There's these kind of transformers. I think these were custom wound. These were used for some of the power supplies and some of the battery chargers. Things are really, really heavy. These batteries are already spoken for. Some kind of thing right here that weighs a lot. We have lots and lots of components in bins. Everything from, resistors and diodes and transistors. Quite a bit. Most of it's labeled in these bins, and then we have a lot of the stuff bulk elsewhere in these things. So if you are looking for stuff, we're looking at getting rid of like the bulk stuff. If you're looking for 5-10 resistors or something like that, it's not worth the time. But if you want to take thousands of components at a time, then we can definitely work out some type of deal. We have all these things are little components and screws and connectors and all that kind of stuff. Got a fan, little Lazy Susan kind of deal. I think behind here, can't see it, but it is a brand new attic ladder in a box. Going into here, a lot of the stuff is boxed up, but if there's anything visible that you are interested in, definitely let us know. Looks like a hub motor off of a bike. It's like a little mixer stir here. These are some cases. Got holes. These are all brand new in a box. The size of these are about like this. Let's see. Hammond ventilated metal chassis, 12 by 8 by 5.5 inches. So there's a handful of these. Some more over here. Oh yeah, there's the attic ladder in a box. Have there's some miscellaneous components up here. Some coils from some of the old radiant oscillators. These parts we might scrap. Some different RCA type audio cables. Got a scope here. This is 100 megahertz scope. Tektronix. Not sure the working condition of it. So we got some watt meters here. So Voca Pro, it's like an audio recorder. Voca Pro STR 4000. And down here, curve tracer. Adele. You got a bunch of old tubes and stuff. Good motor for a boat right there. And there's these these are what were set up on the big 10 coiler, I think. The big switch box and everything. We got some of this old equipment here. WO91B scope. Another couple scopes here. Another scope here, Tektronix 2235, 100 megahertz. This is a compliance West, some type of test device there. This is a fan and a big heat sink right here. Bunch of wire and stuff. There's these are inverters. There's a whole bunch of these. Let's see if we can turn one around here. Trip light, PV 400 FC power inverter, DC, AC inverter, 12 volt DC input, 12 volt 60 hertz, 400 volt amp output, 30 amps fuse, looks like. There's a good handful of those. We could of course test it and see what works before shipping it out. We do have some speakers up here. Not sure what brand these are, but they did work. John had those set up on top of one of the shelves. These cases are really nice, high quality aluminum cases. They're all white. We've got quite a few of those. These are roughly 14 inches long, 6-7 inches wide, about maybe 6 inches tall. These were used for some of the earlier solar charge controllers. Have to fit your own cover. Got the 4 holes for the cover to screw into. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So there's about 12 of those. Let's see. Over here we've got a multimeter DM 1150B. This is a big variable capacitor, I think. This thing is pretty big, if that's even what that is. Okay, we got some of these old duotone needles. There's tons of these things for old record players. Probably going to put these on eBay. 811DS, 768DS, 464DS, must be for different styles. There's 2 full boxes of these things. Okay, one's empty, one's full. Okay. Duotone needles. Let's see. Got some kind of function generator. Not sure what this is. Let's see, on top of here we got some project boxes. This is steel cover Hammond project boxes. 12 by 8 by 2. And they got the covers with them, so there's 4 of those. These are brand new wrapped. Got some more of those Hammond project cases there. There are a bunch of miscellaneous capacitors and that kind of stuff that's going to take a while to dig out. Millivolt meter, Heathkit TV alignment generator, Heathkit harmonic distortion meter, okay, what's this? NC188, looks like a shortwave radio. These are the tops of the Shahanian speakers, which when they're brand new, I think they're about 12,000 bucks. But these were John's personal speakers that he was using at the shop with all the tuning coils and caps and all that. There are some scratches and stuff on the cabinet that actually didn't happen during the move. These scratches have been on there for a long time, but the speakers are in perfect working order. I think on one side it's going to see the speakers down there. And I got a bunch of caps, 12 mics, 5,000 volts. But there are 2 of these big speakers, and then these right here fit right on top of them. These are just old obsolete computers here. Already kind of forgot a lot about what's in the boxes. Got different miscellaneous transformers and stuff. Again, a lot of the scrap cable out of this stuff is really big, thick gauge wire. Some kind of motor here. I think this went to a Lock Ridge project. I think we actually got that stuff in a box somewhere. This might be a little oven or something. Sure. Little wind generator set up. These Comanche shortwaves. Siltronics 1011D. But that's just an idea of some of the stuff that's here. There's a lot more. Obviously, we've got a lot of stuff in the boxes. But if there is anything that you happen to see that you're interested in, you can let us know specifically. There's a ton of transistors and stuff in bags here. LM555CN, so it's just, we got hundreds, if not thousands of, 555s and all kinds of different devices here. All these transformers down here, and I think some of them are custom made, some aren't. So I've got the specs on them. There's a whole bunch of these, really heavy. And again, some of those were used for the power supplies and some of the bigger battery chargers. I think that's about all we're able to show right now until we start digging into this stuff. Certain percentage of this stuff is just going to get scrapped. A lot of that copper wire up front, if nobody's interested in paying a fair price for that, it's just going to go to scrap yard and we'll just get the scrap value for it. That'll be fine. We just need to unload some of the weight and get rid of enough stuff to shrink it down to a smaller locker. So anyway, go ahead and submit any kind of offers. If there is something specific you see as we're walking through here, let us know an offer, and if you happen to be coming to the conference, that'd be the best time to get it. We're not going to leave from the conference to do it, so if there is something you want, go ahead and make an offer, and we will have it at the conference for you. So that's it for now, and we'll get more detail on listing and inventory of all these components and stuff like that later. Thanks. Okay, we also got two boxes right here. These are electric bikes, 48 volts. There might be a couple little odd and end little screws and nuts missing and stuff, but for the most part they're complete. Got all the wheels, the frame, and everything. They do not come with battery packs, so you'd have to make your own lithium iron phosphate or some other lithium battery pack that's 48 volts. And they'll work just fine.